Hello and welcome to the Economics Advising Workshop. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Lindsay Kazair and I am your academic advisor. The purpose of today's workshop is for us to talk about policies and requirements for graduation, but especially opportunities and resources that you have as Huntsman students to help prepare you for life after graduation, to help set you up for success as you enter the workforce and dive into your careers. We want you to be successful and to have all the opportunities that you can while you're here. At the end of this workshop, you'll receive an email that provides you with the various links and pages and resources that I'll share with you today. So you don't need to worry about taking notes if you don't want to, as you will get that information at the end. I want to introduce you to your success team here in the Huntsman School. In addition to myself, again, I'm Lindsay Kazair, I'm your academic advisor. My role is to help make sure that you're meeting requirements for graduation on that academic side of your degree. We also have our own team of career specialists here in the Huntsman School, which is unique to us. Nate Jensen is your career coach. He's here to help you navigate and explore career opportunities, to help you with tips and tricks for networking, improving your LinkedIn profile, updating your resume, practicing interview skills, anything career related. Nate is your go-to guy. And we really encourage you to meet with him regularly as you progress through your education and advance in your knowledge and skill set. And take those additional steps to prepare for a career. We require an appointment in order to meet with myself or Nate Jensen. So if you'll go online to schedule an appointment with us at any time that you need, you can do so here at huntsman.usu.edu. There's an academic advising side as well as a career development side to find myself or Nate. Would love to meet with you one-on-one to talk specifically about your goals, things that you're working on, what you'd like to be doing after college. So please reach out to us and let us know how we can be of help. I also want to just offer a reminder about the new student email accounts that you are now able to access and use. It's your A number at usu.edu. The university has moved into this more universal setup for email accounts and as a way to more easily share information with students and communicate different things going on at the university. So please be mindful of this email to keep tabs of dates and deadlines and important information that you'll be receiving from the university, from our office here in the Advising Center and the Huntsman School. That's where you'll be finding all of that information now. Here in the Huntsman School, we have implemented an initiative that we call the Roadmap to Graduation and Student Success. This is a tool for you to kind of keep track of things that you could be doing each year as you progress through your education. These are recommendations and invitations for you. You certainly don't need to do everything. There's a lot that can be done here in the Huntsman School, but we want you to be mindful of what's already on your plate and balancing your life so that you're not getting burnt out along the way, but making little pieces here and there, things that will really add value to your overall experience here in the Huntsman School. So I'm going to share with you this video so you can get an idea of what this roadmap is all about and hear a student testimonial as well.
Hey guys, welcome to the Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. You are about to embark on a journey that will lead you to college graduation and beyond. We are here to share some of the tools necessary to help you reach your academic and professional goals.
It is important to know that your college experience is not just a checklist to graduation, but an opportunity to learn more about yourself and to prepare you for a successful career.
Utilizing the roadmap to graduation and student success is just one part of how you also want to build a strong relationship with your academic advisor and specialists. They are resource in navigating college. Hopefully you'll overcome barriers.
Our roadmap video series will give you some helpful tips on what you should expect, know, and do each year of college. Remember, you are all unique, so your journey may differ from some of your peers. The Huntsman School faculty and staff are here to be your co-pilots along the way in creating your unique experience. So remember to believe in yourself and dare mind you.
Class, but okay, you know that January, like, so good to see you, why are you here? And I basically was like, question, how do I get involved? It's so incredible. Besides not meeting, join this club, you can get involved in this meeting, come to us on Tuesday, and we'll get you into it. This is these are like same things about professors. When I went in to just tell them, put me in the game.
So you can access all of our roadmap series videos through YouTube under our John M. Huntsman School of Business YouTube channel, or you can find us online here at huntsman.usu.edu/advising/roadmap. There are videos for each year, so you can get an idea of what you can be doing each year along the way. One of my favorite things from this student testimonial is that partnership and that mentorship with our faculty here in the Huntsman School. Our instructors are very willing and want to mentor you and to help you figure out what you can be doing, how you can network and different things to really set you up for success after graduation. So in addition to even me and Nate, you also have your faculty instructors that are very, very willing to help you as well. So we'll spend just a few minutes here talking about in the classroom things to know, important requirements and policies to be aware of towards your graduation. So first, we'll just quickly go over our minimum graduation requirements for you to be aware of. You need a total of 120 credits overall for graduation, with 100 of those being a C- or better, and then you need 40 upper division credits. These are 3,000 level courses. And then, of course, we've got our general education requirements, which are breadth courses. And then USU also requires depth education, which go just one extra step beyond our general ed breadth courses. These depth education requirements are upper division courses and can help count towards that upper division credit total needed for graduation. We'll talk about degree requirements here in just a moment, but overall, we're also looking for a 2.5 GPA for graduation. So that's overall your USU specific GPA, as well as your major and minor GPA, if applicable, here in the Huntsman School. So we'll look for that 2.5 GPA really on all accounts when it comes to graduation. Here in the economics major, we're pretty straightforward. You just need a C or better in all courses. The economics major is quite small. We don't require the business acumen like all of our other majors here in the Huntsman School, which the business acumen is essentially like, they can be considered the gen eds of the business school. So the economics program doesn't require those courses. So you just need that C or better. Because the major is quite small, it is important to be mindful of that overall credit requirement needed for graduation. I'm looking for additional credits to help meet those credit totals. I want to also talk to you about the repeat policy that we have both at the university and more specifically here in the Huntsman School. So USU has a general repeat policy. So any USU course, we limit you to 2 repeats. So 3 attempts total in a course. But here in the Huntsman School, we restrict that just a little bit further. So any of your business courses, anything through the business school, whether it's an econ course, an accounting or marketing class, those will all only allow one repeat, so 2 attempts total. And then you have a maximum of 10 total course repeats. If you do repeat a course, it's also important to be aware that the newest attempt of the course is what affects your GPA on your transcript, not the highest grade. So I've had students in the past who have chosen to repeat a course just to improve the grade, although they passed the first time, but they ended up getting a lower grade the second attempt. And that's the grade that's affecting the GPA. So if you are worried about your position with the overall repeat policy, whether it's the 10 total, or you're worried about having maybe exceeding the 2 attempt repeat policy here in Huntsman, please reach out to me. We can talk about options and different things like that. What that looks like moving forward, and what we can be doing if there's a concern about the repeat policy. We'll also talk about DegreeWorks here for just a second. This is a great tool for you to be familiar with, so you understand what it's telling you and how to use it as well. This is something that I use daily. This is really largely how I do my advising. And I want you to be familiar with this tool so that you can also know what you're doing along the way as well. We really promote owning your education here in the Huntsman School, and this is a great way to start to own your education. So I'm just going to quickly pull up my friend Jane's student here so that I can show you a few things that I like to do in DegreeWorks. So just here at the top, this gives you a brief snippet of where you're at with your education. So it tells you your class rank, it will tell you minor and major and minor. If you're working on pursuing a minor, but it's not listed here, that means we don't have it properly declared. So you do need to reach out to the program advisor over the major or minor that you're wanting to be pursuing so that we can get that properly added so that it can be on your transcript and that you can be following the set of requirements for that program. You can also keep track of our USU GPA up here, as well as the overall GPA and your degree progress. Your degree type will be listed up here in this top right corner. If you want to be pursuing like a Bachelor of Arts, or if you've got like an associate's degree, there will be an additional drop-down menu here that will show you 2 different worksheets if you've got like an associate's degree page as well. You can explore various degree options here through this what if analysis. So if you're considering a dual major or adding a minor, want to see what that would look like, this is how you essentially convert your DegreeWorks to show that what if this was what my declared major and minor were. So just be mindful that you update the catalog year. It should be on the current academic year. And then you can go from there to select the major or minors. I'll just, as a practice, I'll just throw on economics. And for fun, I'll throw on the finance minor. So you can click process and it will show where Jane would be at in the program if this was her major. So you can see here we've got our general education section, depth education here, and then the economics requirements. Here is where it will show the progress with the GPA in the major, and then it will keep track of courses as they're completed. So green check mark means it's done. It will be a half blue circle if it's in progress, and then that open red circle for incomplete. I'll also alert you to the top here. DegreeWorks will keep track of your overall credits, what you have completed and remaining. DegreeWorks is also using your current in progress courses as though they were completed. So that's counting towards the currently have or completed credits rather than putting those in progress courses over with the still needed. Another tool that is helpful is our GPA calculator. So up here in the top right with these 3 dots, if you click on that, you'll see a GPA calculator here. There are a few different types of calculations that you can do. I most often use this term calculator, which is a way for you to see kind of where your GPA might end up if you were to have the grades that you currently have in your classes, or as kind of a hope. Like if I'm hoping for a B+ and an A- and a B in these classes, what will my GPA be at the end of the semester? So you can calculate that here. You can also, I also like to use the advice calculator as a way to determine kind of like what I can do to get the desired GPA. So here, let's say, so I've got that 3.6. Let's say I've got 75 completed credits and I want to get up to a 3.75 for graduation. This will tell me that I need to average a 4.0 over 45 credits in order to achieve that GPA. So you can kind of get an idea of how realistic that goal is and what that might require in order to raise your GPA. The graduation calculator is very much the same as the advice calculator, but we're looking at adding that credits required and remaining. So also be mindful that it will auto-populate with what you have in progress. You'll want to take off those in-progress credits and just go based off of what has been actually earned up to this point when you do this calculation to make it more accurate. You also have this plans tab up here at the top. I will use this as we meet together to help set up suggested courses for upcoming semesters or to look at a long-term plan for graduation. So it's something that I'll create for you. You can create your own plans. This is very much functions like Google Drive. So we'll update automatically and save automatically as you're working. As you start a new plan, we can select like spring 2022, and we can say, call it spring 22 for graduate or for the upcoming semester. And then with your major will display over here in the still needed section. So you can like drag and drop requirements over to display those courses that you're planning to take in the upcoming semesters. You can also click this plus button. So let's say you need to find a general elective course. And you can also, you can use a placeholder here. So let's say we need to find a Rep Humanities course. I can add this to my plan. It's just a placeholder to tell me and remind me that I need to find this type of requirement for the upcoming semester to satisfy that requirement. So that, and then you can also view your plan list here and see where I've created that plan. We'll go based off of the most recently modified plan. Delete that. Come back here to the worksheets. Another tool, again, because the econ major is quite small, as you're tracking your credits to kind of see what's needed and where you're at, any courses that aren't required in the major or one of the general or depth requirements will just fall down here into this general elective section automatically. So if you're expecting a class to be fulfilling a requirement, but it doesn't seem to be appearing up here, it's good to always check that if it's here in the general elective section, you kind of see what's going on. Also, a new tool that they've added to DegreeWorks is this links section. So you can be redirected to the university catalog, as well as your student portal, which is your My USU page, as another route for easy access to various university things. So this is, again, a wonderful tool that you can be using and to be familiar with as you're progressing through your degree, so you can kind of see where you're at and what's still needed. Okay, let me just kind of click through here. Talked about understanding your GPA and kind of what's going on there. Something else that I want to mention is minors. We don't require you to have a minor as part of your economics major, but it is something that can add a lot of really wonderful value, especially where the major is small as far as total number of credits. These are our 17 majors that we offer here in the Huntsman School. You're also welcome to explore minors or even a double major outside of the Huntsman School, but you'll talk to those advisors in those various departments if that's something you're interested in. If you are interested in a minor, please reach out to the minor advisor associated. I can help you navigate those minor options, but I don't specialize in all of the minors. So please keep that in mind as you're exploring career opportunities, and if a minor would be a benefit and a value to you along that path in preparing for a career. So now we want to talk about things to be aware of outside of the classroom, ways that you can be developing professionally, really taking what you're learning in the classroom and applying it in a variety of ways. There's a lot of great opportunities that you can be taking advantage of. So first, we'll just let you know with our career development team, in addition to Nate, we also have two others. We have Valerie Reese and Elise Newberry. They're heavily involved in our various activities, especially those that happen on Fridays here in Huntsman School. And they're constantly working on providing resources and tools for you that you can access to help you be prepared for an interview or be prepared for any of our events. Like we've just recently had our Career Expo, which was an opportunity to start networking with companies looking for internship opportunities. We do a backpack to briefcase series that's uploaded to our YouTube channel as a way to help prepare for some of those events that we have upcoming. You would have been invited to the Huntsman First Year Experience Canvas course page. This is optional, but it is a great way for you to start to get involved and to start participating in the Huntsman experience. We really believe strongly in helping students grow and really apply the things that they're learning in order to find success in their lives. And so this is a tool and a stepping stone to help you with that. It's a kind of a scoreboard style Canvas page. So you earn points as you complete various activities. So attending this workshop, you can receive points for the workshop. Meeting with me or your career coach, you get points. You submit an assignment or not like mark that you've met with me or Nate. So this is a great tool. We've also got a Ticket to Ride Canvas course page that you'll get invited to next year. And that will continue with that kind of career and professional development activities and resources. I also want to talk a little bit about internship credit. If you do land an internship and you're interested in earning credit, whether looking into it or seeing if it's possible, there is a process here in the Huntsman School to have your internship approved for credit. So you will work with a faculty coordinator, and our faculty coordinator for economics is Briggs Depew. So he'll want to know about the internship, what kinds of responsibilities you'll be given, what kind of tasks, things that you'll be working on. And then he'll say yes or no, basically, if that's something that you can earn credit for. You can earn up to 9 undergraduate internship credits throughout your education. So that's whether you get that all at once with like if you're doing a full-time internship over the summer, or if you've got more of a part-time, you can kind of earn it in chunks if you would like. And then you register for Econ 4250 once that's approved. Internship credit does not satisfy any major requirements for graduation, but this can be a really great way of helping you reach your overall credit totals for graduation. So this is something very worthwhile to be looking into if you'd like to get credit for your internship rather than just having the internship and adding it to your resume. If you'd like to talk more about internships, myself or Nate Jensen, either one of us can chat with you about that, what that looks like. Particularly on my side, talking about kind of where that credit would fit in. If you're wanting help with finding internships or, just needing help, kind of knowing where to look and what to do, Nate would be your person for that side of internships. Okay, so we're going to just talk a little bit about some opportunities for involvement as well, just some things that are available here at the university scale as well as the Huntsman scale. So of course, we've got a variety of clubs, both in the school as well as overall at the university through the student association. You can get involved in student government and other things like that. Even something that's a club is a way to just enjoy yourself and get together with others who are like-minded in their interests, whether it's rock climbing or fishing or pickleball, whatever that is. There are clubs and there are things for you to do that you can start to get involved with. And there are ways, like you can turn the club involvement into a resume builder. If you're in a leadership position for a club, can be a great resume builder. It can be something kind of unique that sets you apart from other candidates for a job, that you can kind of draw from your time participating or even leading a group in a club and turning that into something applicable for a job. Huntsman School clubs, we have over 20 clubs that are specific to our Huntsman students and things that they are doing. So we just jump over here to show you just kind of the vast list and variety of clubs that we have here in the Huntsman School. So you can participate in clubs that are more specifically related to your majors, such as the Finance and Economics Club, which this is a great way to stay kind of in the know about networking opportunities related to your major with companies and positions that are kind of along the lines of the careers that you're pursuing. It's also an opportunity to hear about open job opportunities and internships that you can be applying for. And really any of our clubs are heavily involved, doing competitions, meeting regularly with representatives in industry that are helping our students to start getting connected and learning about some of those like must-haves, like what are some key skills and things that I should be doing now to help set me up for an opportunity to work in these various areas. We've just recently had, just this week, our Market Star competition, which is through the Pro Sales Club, and it had a data analytics focus this year. So great opportunities. We've always performed really well in that competition and always either won or at least placed as finalists in that Market Star competition. So a lot of great things to get involved with. You can get involved in the Entrepreneurship Club. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. Covey leadership, getting involved with like business ambassadors. These are like recruiters for the Huntsman School. You can get involved in Business Council, which helps with promoting events and activities and different things here throughout the school year. So a lot of really great opportunities to get involved in that you can start to explore and learn more about on our webpage. Okay. So as I kind of briefly mentioned before, we have a variety of events and activities that happen on Fridays. So you'll have probably noticed that your classes really are only going Monday through Thursday here in the Huntsman School. We do this with a purpose. We want you to focus on your education, doing well in your classes, taking care of that academic side of graduating and preparing for a career Monday through Thursday. And then we set aside Fridays for that career and professional and personal development. We really encourage you to take advantage of these Focus Friday events. It's not just an excuse for a long weekend every weekend, but we really, really encourage you to take advantage of these opportunities. We've had companies come to our leadership forum that have had opportunities for internships on hand, and then given an invitation for an internship on the spot. So it's a great way to network, to meet new people, to learn about various careers and industries, as usually our guests talk about what they've done and how they've gotten to where they're at today. A lot of our guests are also alumni of the school, and they want to be hiring and recruiting Huntsman students specifically. So please take advantage of these Focus Friday events. If you're following us on social media, we're at Huntsman School. That's a great way to stay up to date with the week's upcoming events and activities, and we keep things posted there regularly for Friday events. We also have a lot of great opportunities for you to add the world to your resume. Obviously, things are a little bit different right now because of the pandemic, but we're always looking for opportunities to help get students out into the world, both nationally and internationally, to help you see these things that you're learning in the classroom in action in a variety of companies and a variety of settings. So I'm going to jump over here to this webpage for our global learning experiences. I'd really encourage you to talk with Liz Allred if this is something you're interested in learning more about. She'll also be able to keep you in the loop as we're waiting for things to start opening up again as we come out on the other side of this pandemic. So these are some of the locations we've visited in the past or are hoping to be visiting here in the near future. Each of these trips have usually occurred in the springtime, whether it's spring break or very beginning of May. That's generally when these travel experiences happen. There are also scholarships available. There's the Opportunity Scholarship that you can look into as a way to help fund one of these trips if you're hoping to, have that experience and be able to add that to your resume, but cost is an issue. This is something that you can be looking into in order to help fund that trip. I want to share this video just to give you a student perspective and a student testimonial of our global learning experiences, what kind of benefit and value can be gained from this extracurricular activity.
I once heard a CEO tell Huntsman students that you have a his point was that people are very willing to help students. In order to get that, you have to. Professors here are extremely approachable and very willing to help students. I remember one relationship in particular is with Professor Paul Belstead. I emailed him, visited him in his office, and since then, Paul has consistently reached out to me with job opportunities. The greatest thing that I've learned from experiences has been real world application of things. My experience traveling to South America with the Go Global program is definitely one that stands out to me. Sitting in a young man's home, his young family, as he was telling us about his business, asking questions to him. I remember talking to me as this is what business is all about. Creating value by solving problems. For me, that was a fantastic moment. On debits and credits, discount contracts. It's about the person. It's easy to forget actually theories, knowledge, and gaining. That requires deep thought about what it is. It also requires going out and experiencing, getting involved outside the classroom really helps students understand the things that that's what makes us successful. Goes above and beyond required and by going outside of the classroom involved, really see the connection. It's that experience and others' life that help me understand what I want to do. I was able to get internships, get a full-time job, private equity, many other experiences because of the relationships that I've gained.
I just love that student testimonial because the value of going out and applying what you're learning in the classroom is really what's going to be that clincher, what's going to set you apart when it comes to landing jobs, having had the opportunity to put to work and really test what you're learning in the classroom and see it in action. There's just so much that can be said for that, that really is invaluable to both have that personal and professional opportunity for growth. So some other things that you can be getting involved in, and ways that you can start to really develop some of that like leadership skills and abilities. Again, I kind of mentioned this briefly before. We've got the Stephen R. Covey Leadership Center. We've got a Covey Leadership Club. They also have their Covey Leadership Fellows that you can be a part of. They really do a lot to focus on like the 7 habits for highly successful people, and strengths finders are a lot of what they do in that leadership center. We also have our Huntsman Scholar program, which is basically the honors program of the Huntsman School, which is another great opportunity to get involved, but to also start to like be engaged in some of that more out of the classroom, hands-on growth opportunity. We also have the Center for Growth and Opportunity. We call it the CGO. This is a research center primarily, and a lot of the students that they're recruiting and wanting to participate in this center are our economics students. So if getting involved with research is something you're interested in, I'd really encourage you to look into the CGO. They do have paid fellowship opportunities that you can apply for. And you're right there in the thick of research. And you're getting the credit for the research as opposed to participating in research like at like a graduate level and kind of sharing the role and the weight with somebody higher than you. But this is student-led research that your name gets to be on, and you get to be heavily involved in. We also have our business ambassadors. I kind of mentioned that before, but our ambassadors help us with Huntsman recruiting. So if you love the Huntsman School and you love your experience as a student here, definitely look into becoming a business ambassador and helping other students see how wonderful the Huntsman School is. We've also have the Center for Entrepreneurship. This center is heavily involved in a lot of different things. They're kind of heading a lot of different directions and doing a lot of wonderful things. Our Entrepreneurship Center and Club and Minor have been ranked in like the top 5 nationally of entrepreneurship programs. So if this is something that you're interested in, becoming your own boss, starting your own company, and getting involved that way, so this is a great place for you to get started with that. Just kind of to highlight again here, we've got a minor that you can earn with entrepreneurship. There are 4 classes that kind of lead you through the steps of starting your own venture idea. There is the Entrepreneur Leadership Series, which happens weekly. We've got different individuals that come and just share their experience, kind of what their path has looked like in starting their own business, different things like that. There are different opportunities for competitions that you can earn funding for you to start your own business. We also have the Small Enterprise Education and Development Internship, which is the SEED internship. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. I want to share this, at least a portion of this video about the Center for Entrepreneurship so that you can kind of see what has come out of it and what's possible.
Black cattle are black. You'll notice there's 5 white calves out here. That breed is called Charolais. Seth Christensen, I own Christensen.
Skylar Champlin, I'm co-founder. I'm the
Yeah, you know, the better and all that. Kyle.
classes. I was introduced to so fantastic. My experience as a student.
Nike skateboard, Billabong, Obey, all these stuff. Finished product comes from there, models come on this side. I 100% started without the foundational training, mentorship, network that I was able to gain.
Okay, I'm just going to leave you here on a little bit of a cliffhanger. I just wanted to briefly touch on some of these student testimonials, just to show you what's possible, what can come out of the Huntsman School in general, out of the Center for Entrepreneurship more specifically. Crumble Cookies has come out of the Huntsman School. As you've probably noticed, we often feed you crumble cookies. We want to support our students and the successes that they're having as they're starting their own businesses. So reach for the stars if this is something that you're interested in, and share that journey with us here in the Huntsman School. And we'd love to be a part of that and support and help get you to that success of running your own business. So there's that. I'll also jump over here just to talk a little bit more about SEED as well. SEED is kind of almost the pinnacle opportunity of being able to take what you're learning in the classroom and applying it in a real world setting where you're going into these underdeveloped countries and helping individuals start their businesses and really find that success so that they can provide for themselves and their families and really help to promote some economic growth in these countries. So right now we go to Peru, Ghana, the Dominican Republic, Guatemala, and the Philippines. Some really cool things that have come out of SEED. One kind of popular story that we have is a student who was there, went to go for the SEED internship for a semester. He was helping a lady who wanted to start a shoe business. And so he helped her kind of develop a business plan and market her idea and her company and what she wanted to be doing. And he watched her throughout that semester get to a point where she was able to finally, buy her own home, apartment for her family, and really have some of that stability and that comfort and success for her and her family. And that's something that you guys can be involved in as well if you want to participate in SEED. I won't share this video with you, but this is another great testimony and kind of see SEED in action. As kind of being hopeful that things will improve and we'll be able to start having our SEED internships again once travel opens up again. They're hoping to be able to start that up again summer and fall of 2022. So you're welcome to be looking into the application process for SEED if that's something you're interested in. You can also visit the Center for Entrepreneurship to talk with them and get more information. So Andy Tennell is the program coordinator. Their office is in Huntsman Hall. So please look into this if that's something that you're interested in. It's a really, really great opportunity for you to get involved in. It can really, this is even above and beyond extra of something that can really add a lot of value to your resume, something that you can talk about in an interview and articulate those experiences to a potential employer. Okay. Just a couple of other resources that we want you to be aware of. We have our start desk that's located in the breezeway on the main floor between Huntsman Hall and the Echoes Business Building. The start desk is open and staffed with our peer mentors Monday through Friday from 9 to 2. They're a great resource for you if you've got quick questions about the academic side of things or career side of things. They can do a quick resume review for you. They can help direct you to other resources and tools and help you kind of figure out maybe some classes that you should be taking or could be taking, especially if it's difficult to get in to see me at a time. If I'm booked out, they can be a great resource for you as well. You're also welcome to stop into our FJ Management Center for Student Success, which is our advising and career office. We're located in EBB 309, and our office is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We also have a fairly new resource here at the university as a whole. Michael King is the student success coach. So he specifically comes to the Huntsman School Mondays from 8:30 to 12:30. But he's available throughout the week. He just kind of roams from one college to the other throughout the week. He is a great resource if you're feeling unmotivated or burnt out or feeling a little lost with what you should be doing or what you want to be doing with your education. If you feel more comfortable talking to him than to maybe me or Nate, you're welcome to meet with him as well. I do have a QR code that you can schedule an appointment with him. And I'm happy to email that to you. If this is something that you're interested in, please reach out and let me know, and I'll share more of his information with you. We also want to spend just a couple of minutes here to talk about dreaming big and setting goals. Our Huntsman School motto is to dare mighty things. We want you to be brave, to really kind of stretch yourselves and think outside of the box and really go after what your passions are and what your interests are, and should write them down. Taking pen to paper can be such a therapeutic way of acknowledging your goals and getting them started and putting them into motion. So we'll spend just a couple minutes here talking about setting goals. I'll direct you to a form here in just a moment that will first be a way for you to acknowledge that we've gone over all of this information that we've talked about so far. But it will also provide a place for you to write down your goals. So we'll focus on short-term goals over the next 1 to 4 weeks. Semester goal, where we are about halfway through the semester. You could either do a fall semester goal, or you can also be looking to next semester and making goals for next semester. And then, of course, our big long-term goal, what comes after graduation. This is your big dream, your big, hairy, audacious goal, reaching for the stars, stretching yourself. What you could, if sky's the limit, if there was no restrictions, what would you want to be doing, and what does that look like to get there? So we do want you to follow this SMART strategy for goal setting. So make these goals specific and measurable. So you'll notice in the semester goal that it says participate in at least 3 Focus Friday events, not just participate in Focus Friday, but setting a goal to attend at least 3 as an example, or reaching a particular GPA or a particular grade in a class. Or if there's a timeline of when you want to do something, like, you know, if there's a campus event coming up in 4 weeks, what kinds of things do you need to be doing now in order to make that goal happen? Does it mean rearranging your study schedule so you can attend that event? Are you wanting to improve your study habits? What is the location of where you want to be studying, or how long, what time of day? So be specific as you're writing down these goals and things that you want to be accomplishing. And your long-term goal should be the same. And I especially want to highlight that step of realistic. It should be something that, you know, will stretch you, but can be done. Even if it's, you know, something that's going to take a lot, it's going to take a lot of resources. You're not even sure where to start. But reach for the stars, be brave and write that down and really go for it, because it really is possible to achieve these goals if it's something that you're passionate about, if it's something that you really want to accomplish in your life. And these can be fluid goals as well. If you're not quite sure what you want to be doing, set a goal to figure out what you want to be doing and to really make some steps to formulate a plan, to formulate what that looks like and how to get there with what you want to be able to accomplish in the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever that looks like for you. And put a time limit on it, make it time sensitive as well. We really want you to shoot for the stars. We want to be a part of that journey with you as well. When you complete this form that I'll direct you to, it will come to me, and I'll mark, this will be what I use to mark off that you've completed this required workshop to avoid or lift the registration hold that will be placed. So please take a moment here to either follow the QR code or just go to that web link, copy the web link to fill out that form and write down your goals. And if there is ever anything that I can help you with, please schedule an appointment with me or send me an email. I'm available to you as a resource. I want to be an active part of your education, your time here in the Huntsman School, as you are daring mighty things and reaching for your goals. So thank you for coming to this workshop, and have a wonderful day.